Hey everyone, this is Udit Goenka from Udit.co, and you're listening to Modern Revenue, the podcast where I talk about the future of SaaS sales. This podcast is brought to you by firstsales.io, my cold email outreach SaaS, PitchGround, my SaaS marketplace, and TinyCheck, my SaaS venture studio. Today, let's be honest. Does your workday feel like a never-ending game of whack-a-mole? Meetings hold your sales goals hostage, urgent emails pile on, and suddenly, it's the end of the day. And what did you really accomplish towards your sales goals? This is the reign of the time tyrant, and it's robbing salespeople of their most valuable asset. See, in sales, time is your currency. Time spent prospecting, nurturing leads, closing deals. That's how we build success. But if your calendar looks like a war zone, it's not just frustrating, it's costing you revenue. The good news? You can break free from this tyranny. In this episode, we're striking back with tactics to reclaim your calendar, streamline your workday, and become a master of making your time work for you. Let's dive in. Key points and actionable strategies. The meeting disease. We need to acknowledge the sheer volume of meetings bogging down salespeople. Let's cite some alarming statistics, like the average professional wasting X hours per week in unproductive meetings. But it gets worse. Not only do these bad meetings eat up time, they fracture your focus. The constant task switching is killer for deep strategic work. I want listeners nodding along here. They need to feel the pain before we get to the good stuff. The admin nightmare. Think of all those little tasks. Updating your CRM, logging call notes, generating reports. They add up fast. Let's put a number to this. Studies show salespeople spend an average of Y hours per week on these essential but non-selling tasks. That's precious time we can't get back. The solution is twofold. First, identifying which tasks can be streamlined or eliminated. Then we introduce automation tools to take over routine work, giving you back hours for critical sales activities. Time blocking for the win. This is my favorite weapon against the time tyrant. Forget scattered to-do lists. Time blocking means proactively mapping out your week in chunks dedicated to specific high-value activities. For instance, block out non-negotiable hours for prospecting, client calls, lead follow-up, the core stuff that actually drives revenue. This isn't about micromanaging your day. It's about defending your priorities against constant interruptions. Think of it like building an impenetrable schedule around your high-impact task. The 2-hour challenge. This is where we turn knowledge into action. I'm challenging our listeners to audit their calendar for one full week. Track every meeting, admin task, get a brutally honest picture of how their time is spent. The goal is to find 2 hours, just 2. They can free up each week by either delegating, saying no to unnecessary meetings, or automating tasks. This small first step makes the idea of reclaiming their time feel concrete and achievable. Story and thought leadership. Okay, I promised you a story about my own battle with the time tyrant, so here it goes. Not too long ago, I hit that Tetris calendar wall. My days were utter chaos. Zero time to proactively reach out to prospects. My follow-up game was suffering. And worst of all, I felt like a reactive order taker, not a strategic closer. It was a brutal wake-up call. That's when I started thinking of time like territory. Imagine your sales territory is overrun by competitors. You wouldn't just sit back and lose ground, right? Same goes for your calendar. I began ruthlessly analyzing every meeting invitation, every task. Did they truly support my sales goals, or were they distractions disguised as work? It wasn't easy. Sometimes it meant saying no or asking for an agenda before agreeing to meetings. There's a way to do this while staying diplomatic. But guess what? When I started fiercely guarding those prospecting blocks, those deal closing hours, that's when the magic happened. My pipeline filled up, deals moved forward, all because I stopped letting my time get hijacked. So, here's my final thought for today. Your calendar is your roadmap to success. Don't let the time tyrant take the wheel. Now remember that 2-hour challenge we talked about. I want to see results. Did you manage to free up your time? What was your biggest eye-opener? Share your wins with us. Use the hashtag modern revenue on social media platforms you're on, and let's build a community fighting for time freedom together. If this episode resonated with you, please subscribe to Modern Revenue wherever you listen to your podcast. That way, you won't miss a single strategy to help you dominate in sales. Also, leaving a review really helps others discover the show. And hey, If you're struggling with meeting overload or need help automating those pesky tasks, send me an email at contact@udit.co to tell us how I can support you. I might have just the resource you need. Finally, in the next episode, we're talking about metrics that matters. You won't want to miss it. Until then, thanks for joining me today. Keep crushing it, and I'll see you on the next episode of Modern Revenue.